Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. All right. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Priestess energy. Wow. Yes, that is extraordinary. That is a lot coming your way, right? Oh, and the 9. Yeah, this is going to be good. I think success is very, very close for you right now. We see a couple challenges. We see some interesting things going on. So we really want to safeguard this success. I think there's a very important message going on right now that's trying to make its way to you about the success of what you're doing. See, we've got this Priestess energy and this 9 of Pentacles. Before we get too far into this, though, let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to select this from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is the card that we are going to just set aside. We're going to put the alien right on top. We're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading. And, well, hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need at the end of things. So let's look around here again and see what we've got. We've got major, major, major. Oof, and we got some major over here. We've got fire. We've got earth. We've got air, we've got a little more air, a little more fire, a little bit of water. It's pretty balanced. I really, really do like how we've got just a line of major arcana going down the vertical axis of the path of the dove, right straight like that. All majors, major, major, major. The first one is this Priestess energy. This is a direct line of communication coming from spirit, from source, from your intuition, from your higher self, God, goddess, deity, spirit guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call it. Okay? You need to heed this message. This is spirit, we'll call it spirit, right? Or source. This is spirit really communicating to you what to expect. It's trying to prepare you for this, because I feel like this card, for one, is about an increase, right? The moon waxes and wanes. I think your life is really waxing right now, right? I think you're experiencing an increase. I think that you feel intuitively that you're getting closer and closer to success here. And I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if your work is career, job, employment, if it is something artistic, creative, extracurricular, spiritual, religious, if it involves family, friends. It could be any or all of these things. Okay. But I know that you're feeling it. It's starting to swell, right? It's almost here. Things are really, really culminating. Okay. And I think because you know that success is so close, it's easy to start getting a little carefree, right? A little laissez-faire about it. So Spirit's trying to say, look, be cautious. You have to be more careful now than you were even at the beginning of this. Okay. So let's slow down. Let's take a look at these energies. I gotta apologize for my voice. I hear I'm talking about messages and I can't deliver mine. The 9 of Pentacles. This is also about gain, about increase. This is a function card, right? Because it's an odd numbered card. This is the function of you achieving, right? This is the function of you creating success, having put all of the different elements, all of the different energies and plans and late nights, right? Putting all of everything. You have every channel, every system is all flowing. All the wires are connected into this card. And this is the card that is generating the success, right? It's the function. It's how you are producing the end result that and I don't know what it is. Maybe you'll leave me some comments. And so it's easy to, as well to get really wrapped up in this, right? This is like you're right there. Success is so close. You're focused on what you're doing. You've double checked your wires. Now you're just letting the machine run and you're focused. You're paying attention. We're paying attention like this, right? And when we're like this, it's hard to see some of the other energy that's coming around you. Okay? So I think we need to be a little bit careful. We've got some air energy, we've got some Fool energy. A lot of this air right here, this is kind of this is almost a conspiracy right here between these three, right? Let's leave those like that. Let's stick with the path of the dove for now. Let's go to this Eight of Wands, recent past. This was yesterday. This was the beginning of things. I think that this was a relationship, a project, a work, an endeavor that came about rather quickly, you know? I think that you may have been searching for a while, really, about kind of where to put your efforts, about what you wanted to do, where to go, what to do, you know? Because with the Eight of Wands, I feel a scattering of energy, right? I feel that it was maybe it's like someone who sends resumes to 100 different companies, right? Just seeing what sticks. And it's kind of that metaphor, you know, kind of a silly one. You just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, right, and see what sticks. It kind of feels like that, you know. But what you stuck really seems to be tremendous. Okay, it's so good that I think you are so focused on it. You are so involved in it that we might be unaware of what's going on around us a little bit. And I think you have to be careful now. I feel like that's the message, really, right? We have to understand that there are still variables. There are still other forces, other competitors, perhaps. Yeah. But I feel like this was a recent thing. I feel like maybe this is very exciting for you because it is so new and it happened so quick, right? You started doing this work. Maybe you started a business. Maybe you started in school. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it is some new spiritual or religious organization that you've hooked up with, whatever it might be. I feel like it was new. It happened rather suddenly. And now you're just really like gung-ho about it. Yeah. Very wrapped up in it. And that's good. You should have that enthusiasm. Down here at the bottom, we have this lust or strength card. This is the passion. This is you wanted that thing that's going to bring out bring out that passion, right? Bring out that beast in you. Something that you can be gung-ho all about it. Is what you were looking for. And even if it's a business, if it's a romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. But you've got this, and that I think is why you are so focused on this. You're not seeing the things that are kind of whizzing by your head, you know, which I feel like is this air energy here, this conspiracy right here. But we're not there yet. Okay. This is a good thing, and I don't think this is meant in any way to say that what you're doing is wrong, or you shouldn't be excited about it, you shouldn't be enthusiastic, right? No, you should be. You should be, because I think success is so close. Whatever success means in this case, I think you know that everything has been building up to this moment, and it's almost here. And because that's true, we need to be extra careful, yeah? Now, up above everything, we do have this death energy here. I don't think this is bad in any way. I think death, the death card of the tarot, is not a card so much about loss, sorrow, about grieving or mourning. It's not about death even, right? This is a card that's meant to remind us that life, that the universe, that living, that working, that being is a process. It's not a final state. There's no just stopping at the end and saying, oh, that's the finish line, that's the end, that's death, that's final. It seems that way to us because of how we perceive the world around us, you know. But life, energy, the work that we do is a continuous process. Yeah. And as a process, it could fluctuate, it could change, it could seem like it ends, right? It could be, you know, it could be taken away at any moment. We know that in a relative way. We've all lost things, loved ones, jobs, you know, interests, people. We've all lost something. So it feels like, yes, things can be taken away at any moment. But the reminder behind all of that is that everything is a process. Nothing's really gone. It's just transformed, right? It's become something else now that to our eyes and ears is unrecognizable as what it was. But life is a process. Life is a continuous flow. And we are part of that flow. Yeah. The death card is basically saying that the eternal aspect of life and of the universe is in the dying and in the rebirth. You know? It's that moment between kind of death and birth, which there's no moment in between because it's not like they're two separate things and we can just hit pause and we can see what's in between. But it's in that moment where one flows into the other. That's the infinite moment, right? That's eternity. So what does this have to do with the work that you're doing? Well, I feel like we may be in that moment right now. We may be in that infinite moment, and it feels like magic. It feels like nothing can go wrong. It feels as if it is that kind of permanent state, right? And I think that this is also keeping us a little bit unaware of, yes, this air conspiracy that we see. So I feel like you have this really kind of philosophical or abstract kind of spiritual outlook on what you're doing, where you see that it is such a wonderful process, and it is something that is meant to be. It's almost like this is your destiny. This is exactly where you're supposed to be right now and what you're supposed to be doing. And we feel like we're in this elevated state. We are just like exalted. Yeah. But the universe wants to say, look, this in a relative way, right? Down here on the horizontal plane, this could all be taken away at any moment. So it's like another way for spirit to say, hey, look, yes, you're in these energies, and this is beautiful energy. Spiritually, you're evolving, you're growing, you're doing all the right stuff. But horizontally here, we've got to be careful. Vertically, perfect. Horizontally, let's be careful because we're headed right into this air energy, right? And this is where we're going to go next. This is the Knight of Swords. This is a quick onrush of a challenge, of a difficulty. This might be a person, might be an air sign person. I don't think their astrology really matters here, or that we would even know that they're an air sign. Maybe we do, maybe not. But I feel as if someone is coming in as a wrench in your gears, right? Someone is like putting a stick in your spokes. I don't know why. It could be some sort of competition, right? This person seems like right in front of you. Seems like when we are focused on the vertical, suddenly we look to the side and we see this person rushing in. And we have to react, right? Because it's coming in so fast, we don't have time to really think, oh, I know that person, or what are they holding? You know, it's fast. We have to react. So the universe is saying, be very careful now, because what's going to get you is that unexpected rush of something, of some kind of interference. Yeah. When we're so wrapped up in the beauty and magical success that we're creating right now, and this is not to take away from this. This success is here, and we want to keep this. Therefore, we have to kind of keep our head on a swivel, right? We have to look forward. We can't just have our head down the whole time. We've got to look up and around to see what's coming at us. Okay? Because it's that. It's the, what do they say in driving school? They say it's the car you don't see that's going to hit you. Well, yeah. If I saw it, I would have got out of the way, or at least tried. So this is the car that we have to try to get away from, right? So let's go now to the path of the serpent. We still see this conspiracy with this air energy. And, I don't want you to think that I'm predicting like a car crash or anything like that. Okay, that's a metaphor. I don't think it's anything like that. If you're running a business, it's the competition. If you're in a relationship, well, it's the competition, right? It's whatever you're not expecting that could interfere with this really spiritual process that you're involved with, right? And now with this air energy, maybe we'll start with the 5. And this is somebody or something, some kind of force. It could be another person in some way. Feeling envious of your success, right? It's this false idea that because you're winning, somebody else is losing. Because you're succeeding, because you're just about to reach a successful point in your life, that means somebody else didn't get it, right? I don't think that's really how. I try not to look at the world that way. It's difficult, right? It's hard to not feel that if somebody does better than you, then they got what you wanted, that sort of thing. But I feel like that's kind of the motivation behind, some of this energy that's around you. And I don't know if it's, if it's a jealous friend, a jealous ex, if it's a business competitor, something like that. But I feel like we have to be vigilant with the world around us. We have to understand that even though we're feeling spiritual, man. It's nice, right? We're feeling this right here, baby. The world around us is still in this win or lose, dog eat dog kind of framework. We don't want to forget that. If we're blissful and spiritual and connected and all this stuff, doesn't mean everybody else is too. Okay, so be careful. Be careful. Now the next card, Fool Energy, this is what we don't want. This is a couple of things. We don't want to have to start over. We don't want this interference to put us back to square one, right? We don't want to go back to the beginning. We don't want to be inconsiderate to others. We don't want to, assume that everybody has kind of bad intentions, But in some ways, and maybe this is wrong thinking, but in some ways, we have to assume that someone is a potential threat, right? Until we get some sort of confirmation that they're not. And maybe we never get that confirmation, right? So this is you feeling like everybody is uncertain, that we don't really know anybody. And I don't mean to put some paranoia out there or anything like that. I don't want us to be at odds with the world outside of us, you know? But I feel like in whatever you're doing, there is a need for a little bit of suspicion, right? A little bit of distrust. And I really do. It pains me that the world is like that. It's like when my wife and I take our daughter somewhere. You know, you have to be vigilant. You have to pay attention. You have to assume that someone somewhere out here has some bad ideas. Okay? And that is just the unfortunate reality of the world we live in. We see it on the news all the time. You know, we hear about it everywhere. Everybody has a story of something like that. So I would rather be cautious and be wrong than to let something happen one time. It would destroy me, you know? And I'm not predicting anything terrible. I think that this is just, this is our desire for everybody to get along, for everybody to be free. We want this utopia, right? The fool kind of lives in this utopia. Has no consciousness of me and you. It's just us. And we're all one, and it's beautiful. And that's the kind of life we want. I love the Fool energy. Fool, probably my favorite card. This is the most fun card. But right now, it's not the time for that. You know, it's not. This is a great thought experiment. This is a great vibe to have. But in practice, when you're out in the world, we need to be prepared at least, right, for some interference in our plans. Okay. But at the same time, you're the type of person. Well, we've got this. We didn't talk about the Prince of Cups yet. This is you. This is you wanting to believe the best in everyone. And that's reiterated by this Fool. The Fool says, look, I don't want to be inconsiderate to people. I don't want to distrust people. You know, I want to believe the best about everyone. You know, I want that too. I think most of us want that. So you're someone that tries to see the best in everyone. You know, I think that's a wonderful way to look at the world. That's a wonderful way to relate to people. But we also have to be careful, especially with what you're doing and how your life is progressing. The closer you get to success, the more people might not have the best intentions. Okay, I'm not saying any kind of. I'm not predicting any kind of violence or anything like that. Okay. I think that it is most likely our own kind of lapse in judgment or lapse in vigilance that could interfere with the work that you're doing. Okay, so I don't even know that it's coming from outside. We're talking about this Knight of Swords here. I don't know if this is something coming from outside. This could just be, you know, maybe I've had this all wrong the whole time. Think about this. Maybe what we're doing is focusing on this work and this spiritual evolution and transformation and this progress that we're making. Success is right here. And then maybe we take our eye off of our work and we get distracted by something kind of over there, and we end up making a mistake down here in our work. Right? Maybe this is not someone from outside that's coming and interfering. Maybe this is something that you are distracted by, and then you miss something here in your work. You make a mistake here. Okay? It could be. And these are just different ways that this could be resonating with you. Okay? Some of you maybe one way, some of you the other way. The message is you got to be careful right now. You've got to be aware of your surroundings, but you don't want to be distracted by something frivolous and make a mistake here. You don't want to be so focused here that we're not seeing when, something's coming and flying in from the side and it's going to interfere with our success. And so we see the final card, 5 of Wands. This is competition. This is you being vigilant. This is you being ready if you need. This is you being in the state of readiness, so that you have a lot of focus, you have attention, you're awake, and you're aware, right? You're ready to move in any direction if you need to, but you're attentive, you're vigilant. Yeah. It's a state of readiness, right? But this is a 5. This is a function. This is that function of acting when you need to act, of the right amount of activity, of energy being expended to maintain the central balance, right? This is you adjusting, course correcting. You're standing on one leg. These are all the little muscles in your ankle that are just making these minor adjustments to keep you upright, So we're staying on course by all of these little thrusts here and there. It's like a spacecraft, right? It's just these little tiny, tiny bursts of air or gas or whatever it is to just adjust, little minute adjustments or big adjustments if we need to, right? But you have to be discerning. You have to be aware. We can't be fool energy. We can't just be unaware, right? The fool is just pure awareness, which is then kind of like no real awareness at all, right? When everything is equal, we can't see the little movements that we need to, right? You've got a keen vision. You can see a little something off to the side that you might have to just glance at. Nothing to worry about, right? But the fool is carefree. Doesn't have that kind of perception. So anyway, let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will shed a little bit of light on the situation. Thank you, Alien, for your assistance today. I wonder if this is going to be, maybe I would like to see some more water energy, to be honest with you, because we have the Prince of Cups, and this is us really wanting to believe the best in people, like I said. Now I want to actually find that we are having a good experience, right? So far, it just seems like this is all going to be high anxiety, high stress, right? What's even the point? So let's see what we have. Well, we have a Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles is not any lapse of vigilance. This is not us just feeling good in the neighborhood. This is us neighborhood watch, We're calm. We're focused on our work. We're paying attention to what's going on. And that's it. We'll deal with things as they come. Problems that arise, distractions that come, Because we can see the success. We can see into the distance here. The Knight of Pentacles has their eyes on the prize, so to speak. But we're still paying attention to everything else, Because this is someone that is trying to expand their life. They're trying to make these achievements. They have goals because they're trying to perhaps, expand their field of experience. They're trying to do more with their life. They're trying to maximize their potential to experience the world, to experience life and living. And we don't want anyone to interfere with that. We don't want ourselves to interfere with that. So we've got to maintain the vision of what we want. We've got to keep our eye on the prize. But we also have to keep our eyes on everything else and be careful now, especially now since you're so close to success. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading. Taurus, if you want to stick around, just click on the link that's up there. That'll give you access to every extended reading. Okay, not just for Taurus, but for every sign. You can cross-watch. You can check your other placements. Right? I want to thank you for being here. And thank you for letting me read for you. Oh, it's empty.